Good morning, everybody. My name is Remy Mamadou, and it is a pleasure and an honor to be here this morning. When I first got the invitation to speak, I initially thought I was going to talk about AI. But as I ponder over my subject, I realized I wanted to talk about about people, about the human side of AI. Technology is growing faster than human behavior is adapting. And so it is one of the most important leadership conversation of our generation. So, like I said, this presentation is about people and not technology. So, I'm going to explore the psychology of technology. So, this is a question I would like to ask. What is AI doing to us? What is AI doing to our attention, our emotions, our trust, and our choices? This is a question worth asking. So, I'm going to give you a perspective from four different lenses: the lens of a registered nurse over 20 years, the lens of a behavioral health executive, the lens of a filmmaker, and the lens of a serial entrepreneur. Four different lenses, one question. And that question is, how do we stay human in an intelligent age? Before we begin, I would like to ask you guys a question. How many of you checked your phone this morning before getting out of bed? Just by a show of hands. Okay, all right. I see a few people there. So when you checked your phone this morning, what did you check? Your text messages? Email? Social media? Or maybe your investment portfolio, your crypto, your Bitcoin, your 401k. Whatever you checked this morning, we would agree that technology touched our minds before another person did. So before you said good morning to your loved ones, to your friends, before you probably said your morning prayers, even maybe before you brushed your teeth, technology touched your mind. And that right there is a mental health conversation. The invisible revolution is already here. So on your way here, you probably use your GPS, and maybe going back, you will need your GPS. Your autocorrect on your phone, the spam filters, the fraud alert from your bank, your American Express, your feeds, your searches, all of this are all interwoven in our day-to-day life. And AI is very present. So this brings me to this diagram that you see on the screen. And this diagram here really explains our external influences, all of which affects us. Whether it's your social media, your searches, the news, the market, all of these are considered external influences. And these external influences all start by capturing your attention. So whatever captures your attention shapes your thoughts. Whatever shapes your thoughts influences your emotions. Whatever influences your emotion drives your decision. Whatever drives your decision shapes your behavior. Whatever shapes your behavior become who we actually are. So it all starts with attention. So we have to be very mindful what captures our attention, because that's actually what eventually becomes our behavior. The automation bias. Who here uses ChatGPT ever? I think we all do, right? So for those that use ChatGPT, have you ever gotten a result from ChatGPT and then tried to fact check it? Have you tried to find the same information on Google or somewhere else just so you know for sure the information you're getting from ChatGPT is actually accurate? Many times we don't. We believe what we get and we take that as the ultimate truth and we assume it's correct. But we have to do better. We have to investigate. We have to question. So AI does not just answer questions. It can shape the questions that we stop asking. The why, the critical thinking. It's extremely important that we question the information that we receive. AI is challenging identity. Who am I if a machine can do part or all of what I do? Who am I? This is a question that is worth asking. Now, let's talk a little bit more about mental health. When people hear the word mental health, the first thing that comes to mind is mental illness. Even people sometimes mislabel it with the word crazy. No, we are not crazy. But we all need to definitely cater to our mental health. Mental health is deeper than mental illness. It involves resilience, identity. Who are we? Our purpose on earth. What are we here doing? Our belonging, our adaptation, and of course, our hope for the future. This all ties into mental health. The market is open in our pocket right now. Those that are checking their phones, either they're checking their WhatsApp or they're checking the market. And I'm not mad if you are, but that's the world we live in. We walk around with phones, notifications. We're concerned about the views. We post a video. We want to make sure someone viewed our videos. The likes on social medias. We get offended when people don't like our pictures. The stock market, the Bitcoin, crypto, our 401ks. This is what we do day in, day out. But we have to also make sure that we control our stress because all of this contribute to real-time stressors. So we have to be in charge. We have to set reasonable boundaries. So I would like to give you guys a real story, true story of mine. About a decade ago, I got introduced to cryptocurrency. And I remember having a portfolio. And one morning, I woke up and I looked in my Bitcoin portfolio, and the portfolio had dropped about 50%. And at this time, I was in shock. As I looked down on my screen, I sat back down by the side of the bed just to make sure what I'm viewing is actually correct. And in fact, it was correct. 50% dropped. I panicked. I was worried. And so I reacted. After thinking for a couple minutes, I sold. I sold everything. I was scared. I reacted. And when I did, I had some sleepless nights because I wondered, what if I had known before, which I know there was no way of knowing? What if I had acted a little sooner? That really affected my emotions throughout the day. So a couple of days later, I spoke to some of my friends about my experience. And one of them told me, oh no, you could have waited a little bit longer. You didn't have to sell because the market is going to come back up. And I said, when? When exactly is it going to come back up? Another friend told me, oh, you could have bought some more so that you would even out at some point. And I said, when? See, I don't like losing. I do not like losing at all. So that was the right decision for me. I jumped. Many people are in the same shoes as I am. If I ask you right now, if you look on your portfolio as we speak and you see 50% drop in your investment, are you going to close that phone and wait one month to actually see what happened? More than likely not. You'll be worried. You will keep checking. You'll be hopeful and maybe have some sleepless night. And that's the world we live in today. Never put your peace on the line. So you have to be very discretionary with your money. You want to have verified information before you invest. You also want to set emotional boundaries. You want to make sure you have plan before you jump on any platform. You don't want to take your money for rent or your car note or your tuition and put it into a volatile market. Instead, you want to make sure that whatever money that you're putting into any market is money that you know you're willing to risk. So that brings us to my film, Ziza. So about a decade ago, I wrote a story titled Ziza. Ziza was a true life story. It was inspired by true life story of men and women who were affected with domestic violence. I remember vividly well writing my story with pen and paper. And I wrote over a course of weeks, months, and rewriting my story until I felt I have done justice to the men and women who were affected in domestic violence. And when I felt I did them justice, I dropped my pen. So Ziza captured emotions, trauma, pain, anger, anxiety. There was a lot of emotions in Ziza. If I was to write Ziza today with AI involvement, it will be easier. It'll be faster because AI is already creating content. AI is helping with editing, with marketing, with distribution. But AI has its limitation. AI would not understand Ziza's trauma or resilience or forgiveness or healing. And that's what set us apart from AI, the human experience. The next generation will not remember a world without AI. Who amongst you here remember using a pager? A pager? Okay, so I see a few hands up. A pager. So many years ago when I moved from New York to Maryland, I want to say about 1999, 98, 99, a pager was the only way we communicate. This was way before smartphones. And when someone want to communicate with you, they will page you. The number transmit, we usually carry it on our waist. The number transmit, and then you have to go to a landline and dial that number back. That's the way we communicate. And I was privileged to be from that generation. Fast forward to today, our youth, our children will not have the next generation without them remembering or living without AI. And what that means is that we as adults, as parents, as educators, we have responsibility. And this responsibility is to make sure our children think outside the box. They think critically. That even though they have AI, they can think without AI. And that's very important. They ask questions, they investigate, and then they can have their own interpretation, as opposed to having 100% reliance on AI. So we have a job to do as adults. That brings us to this next slide here. Trust, the currency of the AI era. So where we are right now, AI is creating intelligence, and blockchain is strengthening trust. So for our privacy to be protected, our data our digital identity to be protected, for us to have consent, and for us to build privacy and confidence. That's where blockchain comes in place. Blockchain helps us to strengthen trust through transparency. And ultimately, we as humans, we have responsibility. And our responsibility is to make sure we provide integrity. And that's what we're here to do. That brings us to this framework. This is Remy Momodi's framework. This is a simple framework that I apply. I call it the AIM framework. A blueprint for staying human in the age of AI. And so with this framework, you have awareness. And with awareness, you want to make sure you know what influences you. You want to question before accepting. You want to recognize emotional triggers. And for integrity, you want to make sure you verify information. You want to protect privacy, think critically, and lead ethically. And for meaning, you want to use technology wisely. You want to strengthen human connection, serve people before platforms, and leave a positive impact. So that if we apply this framework, that we remain aware, we lead with integrity, and we live with meaning. That way we can embrace AI while still remaining human and salvaging humanity. So by no means am I saying AI is bad. AI is actually very helpful. Already AI is helping people to learn faster, to translate languages, organize information, improve healthcare access, increase accessibility, reduce repetition, improve efficiency. However, AI has its limitation. AI cannot replace empathy, only humans can. AI does not have a human connection or wisdom or integrity. AI does not have compassion or purpose or moral responsibility. So the future isn't that human versus AI. That's not the future. The future is human with AI. However, human have to take that lead. That's where we come to play. So I know there are people who have concerns about the presence of AI and jobs. There are some jobs will be displaced because of presence of AI. Some jobs will evolve, and new jobs and careers will also emerge. And these are a few of the jobs that will emerge, even in the world of AI. AI ethics, digital wellness, health storytelling, cybersecurity, behavioral tech, education, and trust design. These are a few of many careers that would need human strength. So, before I leave, I would like to leave you with 3 questions. And these are questions that you want to ask yourself before you click that phone or your computer. You want to ask yourself, what is influencing me? Can I trust what I'm clicking? And does it serve my purpose? These are 3 important questions that I want to leave you with. So, artificial intelligence may shape the future, but authentic intelligence will determine whether that future serves humanity. So I ask you to please choose empathy, to care deeply, and to lead with integrity at all times. Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Love it. All right. Thank you guys for having me.
Think about my question, but yeah.
Do you, please?
I was saying I didn't have time to process the question.
Okay.
But since we are here, we can chat.
Yes, please.
Something comes to
Sure.
mind. Yeah.
And do I leave this?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam.
Yeah. All right. Your glasses me on your own.
I mean, you did very good.
Oh, it is well.
Proud of you.
Thank you, Jai. This is a connection. Oh,
Sent